Hey everyone, Nittany Lion Roar here, and I've got a bit of a talking headpiece for you today, and that is that I'm going to talk about 5 problems with the Ninja event, and then, of course, 5 solutions to hopefully help make it better. So I hope Small Giant Games is listening. I don't know what you guys think about some of the issues with the Ninja event or what might be fixed, but I do want to put things in perspective first, and that is that I really like the Ninja event. I think it's really cool and fun, and I would much rather Small Giant Games take risks on making new events that are fun and cool than avoid taking risks because they're afraid we might get mad at them or something like that. I'm certainly not mad about the Ninja event or anything like that. But there are some frustrations with it that I think they could just polish the edges off of some of it and make it just a little bit better. And most of the problems I think have to center around something that I've brought up several times with Empires and Puzzles, and that is choice as a mechanic in general. The more choice that we have in being able to make tile matches and use battle items and hero specials and build teams and things like that, the more fun this game is. The less choice we have, the less fun it is, because the more it's up to luck, or like, why are we even playing? We're just a robot making the matches they're telling us to make and stuff like that. So most of the problems with the Ninja event actually have to center around a lack of choice, and I'm going to go through those with you. The first problem with the Ninja event, I think, is too many Oni curses. So I'm sure you've experienced this as well. And if you watch the video here on my right, you can see what I'm talking about. It's like every time you finally get rid of an Oni curse, another one shows up. And when that happens, that means that you don't really have a choice in what you're doing on the board. You're just playing to get rid of the Oni curse. So there's only like 1 or maybe 2 matches you're allowed to make so that your heroes don't get cursed. And when that's the case, you can see I am making such suboptimal plays, and it doesn't even really feel like I'm playing sometimes because all I'm doing is just making the match near the Oni curse. I don't get to make the diamond I want to make. I mess up a dragon bomb just so that I get to keep my hero. And to me, that's taking away choice because now I don't get to see the whole board. I don't get to play the whole board and craft diamonds the way I want to. I'm just stuck like removing Oni curses one at a time. And so frequently, you get rid of an Oni curse and it's just replaced right away by another one. So you spend a lot of time just playing the curses, not really playing for your hero specials or tiles or anything like that. So the solution to that, of course, would be to have fewer Oni curses or have them show up less frequently. The second issue with the Ninja event, I think, is that heroes are cursed too easily. And so what I think about that is, first of all, there's like 50 floors here. You have to have a really deep bench if you're ever going to complete this, and perhaps this event is not for newer players. Maybe this is for people who have acquired a lot of heroes and can do that. But I will tell you what, most of this event requires you to have a deep bench of 5-star heroes, and not only that, but 5-star heroes with emblems. Because I can't imagine someone with 4-star heroes getting too far through this. So like this is really for a small subset of the Empires and Puzzles community, I think. So when you start to lose your heroes, you can't go on. And that's really frustrating, again, because it's taking away choice. Now, what's cool in the event is you do get to use so many heroes, but not for long. You lose them. And when that's the case and you get up into the tougher levels, you don't get to do what makes the game fun, which is be able to choose the heroes that match up well against your defense because you might have just got unlucky and lost some earlier on because there were too many Oni curses and it only takes 2 to knock your heroes out. So, of course, the solution to this one is to increase the amount of Oni curses a hero can take. I think even just by 1, like 3 would be good before they get knocked out, maybe 4. But especially when you get to the upper levels, you want to be able to choose the heroes that best align with the opponent's hero specials so that you can synergize your teams and things like that. Again, when you're taking away choice for the ability for me to have heroes that work well against the heroes I'm facing, that's not as fun because I'm just stuck with what I have then. Part of this is budgeting out your good heroes for later on in the ninja event. But if you are anywhere from just like an above average depth of roster and below, you just run out too soon and you don't get to do that. You don't really get to play. So that's kind of frustrating. Number three is you can't use as many battle items. Now, this might not be an issue if it weren't for numbers one and two that I just talked about. But when you don't have as much choice with your heroes because they're getting knocked out, then you really rely on the battle items to help you with subpar heroes sometimes. Especially if you're really working hard to budget your heroes and you're saving the good ones for later on, you kind of need to get through the middle levels with some battle items. But for some reason in this event, they've decided have to allow us to have fewer battle items. That doesn't make sense to me because battle items are another part of this game that they've built for us to use and play with, and there's a number of battle items that can help in certain situations. So it takes some skill to think about which battle items are going to help in certain situations. Do you take just good old axes, or do you bring something more beefy like bombs or tornadoes or any of the new battle items that have come with the update to the game about a year ago? So, when you take those away from us, we don't get to use the thing you've programmed in the game for us to be able to use. So again, it's taking choice away from us. And whenever your heroes are getting knocked out and you rely on being able to do defense down and attack down on battle items and you just don't have those anymore either, then you've really taken choice away from us on a number of fronts. And so that just kind of really feels restrictive. And then again, like we're not really getting to choose how we play the game. We're just at the mercy of whatever board there is and hope that where the Oni curses show up, they just happen to be in our colors because we're certainly not going to get to use battle items or really even hero specials to help us out there. Number four is the boss attack stats seem too high. In fact, you can see in this video here that's playing in the background, like this, there's a couple things going for me in this one to put things in perspective. I got a fantastic board in this one to open up. I couldn't have asked for a better board. I got a blue diamond, I got a green diamond. So I got to basically just wipe out the first couple of waves, and I went into the boss level just fully loaded with mana and minions. And so, like, I should just annihilate these heroes, right? For perspective, this is level 32, floor 32, which means I'm nowhere close to floor 50. And you can see that the bosses are just super, super powerful here, to the point that like their regular attacks are pretty much like killing my team on their own. Now, of course, there's a bunch of hero specials mixed in here because I started off really well. Like I got so lucky that I was fully loaded with mana and minions, so I was protected somewhat. But I've definitely been playing this ninja event where I wasn't as lucky, and most of the time I'm not in the first two waves as lucky as I was in this one. And I have gone into the final boss match, which usually I have full health and mana just the way I play it. But even there, even with like I'll use like a turtle banner or some way to increase my defense to protect my heroes. And even there, the hero's regular attacks will like wipe out my 5-star heroes, which is just crazy to me. I'm not even near level 50 yet. And I don't know if they increased this or something because this is the second time the ninja event has happened. And in the first ninja event, I didn't feel like I had much of an issue with that. Like it felt challenging, but I didn't feel like I had difficulty with my attacking heroes dying so easily until about the last 5 levels, the last 5 floors. That was a real challenge in the first one, but I'm only on floor 32, and like I've gone into this last match and the bosses have just like one of their specials has gone off, and the rest was regular attacks and my team was dead. And I'm like, what the heck? And those were with 5-star heroes without emblems. And so what I've had to do by floor 32 is start to use my heroes with emblems, which I don't like to do this early, but I have to do. If you fix the first three, here's the solution to that. If you fix the first three, how many Oni curses there are, how easily cursed your heroes are, and the fact that you can't use as many battle items. If you can fix that, you actually don't really need to touch this one because there is a challenge in the boss's attack stats being high, and that is you've got to figure out how to kill them before they kill you. But if you have choices, you can do that. So small giant games, if you fix those first three, this one's not a problem. But if you don't fix those first three, then I think you probably have got to fix this one because we're just not left with many choices to handle those high attack stats. All right, lastly, This event takes far too long to complete. It's just so grueling. I honestly, I don't know what you necessarily do about that except maybe make everything two waves. It's not too much of a problem early on, but those really are the two wave floors. But maybe make the whole thing uh two waves because as you can see in this battle, it takes about 5 minutes. And when you have to go through 10 floors of this, that's like an hour of your day you're setting aside to do this. And like, we got lives, and I get that it rewards people who can devote the time to this and the energy to this. I can't imagine that's like most people when you think about all the other events and things that you have to do. I mean, we still have the Christmas event going on. Um, we just had the Knights of Avalon event, and we're gonna have season 3 again coming up, and the costume event. And so when you add all these things on top of it, I know a lot of people who are just like, my gosh, this ninja event is just not worth the time commitment. Like, I think it's fun. I kind of agree. I'm gonna play it out as far as I can, but I don't necessarily feel, especially on my work days, like, oh yes, I'm excited to spend an hour of my day fighting ninjas. Like, I'd feel great about 20 minutes or 30 minutes, because I think the mechanics here are fun. But an hour is just kind of like, when am I gonna do that? Now it is okay to break it out. Like, that's how I've had to do it. I've had to break it out and do like a couple here and a couple there until I get them done. But if there's some way to decrease just the amount of time it takes to do this, that would be great. So that's the solution I propose to that. All right, and I actually have one more bonus thing that I want to talk about with this, and that is the Ninja Flasks. So like, this isn't a problem for us. It's a thing for Small Giant Games. It doesn't make sense. The Ninja Flask. Think about it. Okay, so they're trying to sell us flasks. Like, this is part of their like money making thing. But the flasks don't make sense because it's not like you can replay levels, first of all. And second of all, what's the point? Like, the problem is you run out of heroes, not that you need more flask energy. So like, if you get into the upper levels and you're losing your heroes, you're not winning the matches because you're losing them, then the flask doesn't do anything for you. Like, what would be more useful, so just as a tip here, Small Giant Games, is perhaps like a cleansing flask. Like, let us cleanse a couple heroes so that we can keep going. To take the curses off of them, because there's absolutely no use for refilling our flasks unless we like forgot about the ninja event and missed a day or something like that, and then it's okay. But more useful would be the ability to bring back heroes we really want to play with. So I want you to notice overall, in everything that I've talked about today, it all has to do with how much choice we have as players. It can be really challenging. You can make this a really challenging uh, event, but I think there's a temptation from the developers to take choice away from us as a way to make it more challenging, but that's not more challenging. I mean, it might be, but it's just more boring. So, like, if you think about that, when you take a lot of choices away from us, we either get lucky and win, and that's kind of boring because I didn't choose to do that. I just got good boards, or we lose, and now I'm bored and mad. So give us as much choice. You can keep this a difficult, challenging type of event, but make sure that we have choices to be able to tackle it and use strategy. So that's kind of my point today. But once again, I just want to say, like, I am mostly happy with this event. I'm really happy that they're innovating and creating things like this. I just think there's a couple of things that they could fix to make it a little bit better. So I hope that they do that. Um, I don't know. What do you guys think? Make sure to leave it in the comments. Do you have any issues with the Ninja event? Do you not? Do you wish they would change anything? Tell me your ideas. I'd love to know. And if you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you know when I drop more videos. And I will catch you in the next one.